Hey guys, Grill Sergeant here. What's going on, Grill Billies? In today's episode, we're going to be giving the Pit Boss Pro Series 4 a tune-up, and for having it for a year now, we're going to do an in-depth review. So buckle up and let's start the show. A pellet smoker is a great tool to have in your barbecue arsenal, and with very little effort you can get amazing quality barbecue from this thing. But much like owning a car and a truck, you gotta get it in for a tune-up and oil change every once in a while. This smoker is no different. So I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do to give it a tune-up after 1 year. Let's dive in. So the tools you're gonna need are a shop vac, a grill brush, a razor scraper, a painter's scraper, a Phillips screwdriver, some heavy-duty grill cleaner, and a spritzer bottle, and that's mixed half and half with vinegar and water. All right, first thing I'm going to do is actually look at the support legs, and for all these screws, I'm going to come in here and just make sure that everything is tight. I'm actually surprised at how loose these bolts were, but again, that's why you do a tune-up. Also underneath the smoker, see if I can get a shot of it, there is this screw here that you're gonna want to definitely tighten down. After you're done with the 4 bases, you are going to want to check out the screws for the handle, the top screws here. I would say your last one would be the side handle right here. Now we're gonna take our heavy-duty grill spray, and I'm just going to spray this smoker down. And then just get to work and just start wiping all the surfaces down. Now that we got the outside done, time to work on the inside. Oh God. First thing you want to do is go in here and take all these trays out. Now you can take a shop vac and get to town on that burn pot and the base of the smoker. For the inside, you can use that foam spray, but I feel a little bit more comfortable using half water, half vinegar. And what we're going to do is just start spraying the window and the inside of the smoker. So we'll give that a minute to set in. Now, having a large window is a cool feature, but when you can't see through it, that's kind of a problem. So your friend here is a razor scraper. So we're just going to start doing a little wipe, and that will start kind of getting most of it off. And then you come in here with the razor scraper, and you can actually just get all of that off. Easy. And once I get halfway through, I'll replace the razor blade out and go for the bottom half. After you spray it down, you can give it one more pass, and that literally just cuts all the grease. And so in theory, you can get this thing absolutely spotless. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think I'll be able to see my barbecue now. I mean, just a guess, just a hunch. Now for the inside, if you did want to go crazy with the razor scraper, you could. For me, the glass is probably the most important thing, but after we sprayed it down, I'll just come in here and then just wiping it down. What you're getting off is a lot of the smoke deposits. It's up to you on how much effort you actually want to put into this. I'll show you an example. If you did want to take the razor scraper in, you can come in here and there, look at that. So it's up to you. If you did want to actually go crazy, you could do the whole inside.
But that's your call. Crap. Since I started it and that looks so shiny, it's tempting. Now for putting this stuff back, usually you can just hit it with that same mix that you use to clean everything, and then what you're mainly doing is just wiping down. Since this is the burn pot, you know, I really don't care too much how polished this looks, because its sole job is just to protect your meat from a roaring fire. Now for the water pan, it does help having a painter's scraper, because then you can get in here, and if you have a lot of gunk and stuff on the inside, it's easy to take a scraper and to scrape all that off. All right, next is putting in the racks, and then usually from there, what you can do is just a light scrub down, and they're pretty much good to go. So I'm going to do that to the next 4. And that's pretty much it for the tune-up in total. That took about a half hour and was pretty easy to do. And good Lord, she looks new again. So I got this smoker November of 2019, and I can post a video to when I first got it and assembled it. For the first cook I did, it was a brisket, 2 pulled porks, and 4 racks of ribs. She performed flawlessly. And 1 year later, she hasn't let me down. A big fear when it comes to pellet smoking is an error code. Now after a year on this Pit Boss, I only got 1 error code, and it was the second time I used it. And the error code was an ERL. That means your auger had jammed. So after doing a little bit of research, I found one of the culprits actually could be if you don't sift your pellets. Now, if you've never heard about sifting your pellets before, I can post a video. You use this tool, and I'll put a link down to the description so you can check it out. And this fits on top of a 5-gallon bucket. So before you put your pellets into the hopper, you put them through here. What this does is this actually holds the good pellets, and all the loose debris, it actually goes into the bottom of the bucket. So then once you have good whole pellets, you put them in your hopper. What I found is with a 20-pound bag, there's about 1 pound of just debris and soot that gets left behind if you actually use a sifter. Is that the reason why the auger jammed? I can't say for certain, but I've never had an error code since, so to this day, no matter what pellet smoker I use, I sift my pellets. So if you've ever had a jammed auger, might be something to look into. Now, let's go over the pros of this smoker, with the number 1 being is it's trustworthy. This smoker has been a workhorse for this channel for about a year now, and it hasn't let me down once. And that's crucial, because when you're doing those overnight cooks, you trust that this thing isn't going to error out on you, and it's going to give you consistent temperatures. If I set this to 250 and walk away, I know that 10 hours later, it's still going to be at 250. Another thing I really like is the space on the inside, and then you do have 5 racks. If you do like cooking like pulled pork, you will have to take one of the racks out so you can fit it in. But if you're a fan of like St. Louis style ribs, because there's 5 racks in here and you can fit 2 ribs per rack, you can bust out 10 racks of ribs. On the back, another pro is you do have a 45-pound hopper. I've probably, after owning it for a year, I've probably filled it up to the top maybe 3 times. There is no Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, and there is no PID with the bottom controller, but again, I'm not knocking it because it hasn't let me down. So it is what it is. But on the Brunswick, it is nice that they put it above, because when you're saucing your ribs and you're working with your food here, if it's on the bottom, all that drippings and sauce basically just gets on that front controller, and so it's kind of a pain in the butt. Now, I would say my only con for this smoker is where they put the water pan. They have no drip tray or anything above it, so all the drippings and stuff, whether it's from your pulled pork or your brisket or your ribs, all that rendered fat and drippings goes right into your water pan. And then if that solidifies in there, it is a pain in the butt to clean. Now, a workaround for that, if you actually do have the Pro Series, is if you wrap the bottom of it, if you line the water pan in foil, after your cook, All you have to do is just wrap up that foil ball and then throw it away and you're good to go. They do have a grease and ash tray down here. I've never actually had to clean that out once, like not even once, because your hole for that is right here, but your water pan is literally covering all your racks. So my final thoughts on the Pro Series, it is a great smoker. Hasn't given me any issues, and as long as you do a maintenance like this, at least maybe twice a year, you should be good to go. If you do want to see a side-by-side comparison of the Pro Series 4 versus the New Brunswick, I will post a link to that video, and that will show you side-by-side all the features from top to bottom. But if you do have the Pro Series 4 and you're looking how to clean it, this video basically went over kind of just how to tune everything up. Now she's rolling around and she is looking from like the glass on it, she's looking brand new, so very cool. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I'd be happy to answer them for you. If you haven't already, I would encourage you to hit that subscribe button and like button. We are a barbecue community here, and I would love for you to join us along. Other than that, I'll catch you guys on the next one, all right? Grill Sergeant out. Cheers.